All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Good evening. Welcome back to the brand new week. I trust and hope that everyone is doing well. This is the evening session, 6 p.m. evening session on a Monday, 27th of July. Before we get started, remember the information that's discussed in this video should never be construed as advice. All right, let's get it started, guys. Like I said, it's the evening session, 6 p.m. session. Jules, I can see you. Shirley, I can see you as well. Good evening. It's been a great day with Ash. You guys have been with Ash today. Top class analysis, thought process, overall understanding of the markets. Top class, right? And then this is what we do at TD Markets Academy. So do not miss out. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you are notified every time we have another trading room. All right. Good evening, guys. I think let's get it started. Very simple here from me this evening, tonight. Very simple. I'm sticking to the same script. All right, I'm sticking to the same script. What I'm looking at, it's the exact same pairs we spoke about last week. So I'm sticking to the same script. The markets are moving. The dollar is moving. The yen has the JPY pairs have slightly slowed down the momentum, right? But the dollar is moving. So we are gonna have a look at that. But let me see. Right, let me see on the chat. Is everybody there? On the chat right now, is everybody there? Let me know where you connecting from, where you watching us live from. All right, let's see. All right. Great stuff. Cool. I think let's get the session started. First and foremost, this week is one of the important weeks, right, in the markets. Why? Because we have the FOMC meeting taking place tomorrow and Wednesday, right? It's a 2-day meeting. The FOMC, the policymakers are coming together, right? Tomorrow and Wednesday. So Wednesday, that's going to be the announcement, the interest rates decision on Wednesday. So the markets are keeping a very close eye on this. This will be the second one from the new Fed president, all right? Jerome Powell, sorry, not Jerome Powell, Kevin Walsh, all right? So this will be the new one from, not the new one, but the second one from Kevin Walsh. The last time he spoke, that, during the last meeting, he alluded to the fact that, or rather he gave hints that interest rates, there might be one hike this year, right, of interest rates. So that's the tone we got and the guidance we got from the last meeting. So this upcoming meeting, I don't think it's going to be any different. Obviously, it's going to make mention of the inflation data, the jobs report data. But what I'm noticing is the markets is already pricing in a no rate, sorry, not no rate, but no change, right? And no change. The markets are pricing in that the Fed will not change anything. It's going to remain the same. All right, so hence we're seeing the movement right now on the dollar. All right, that's the movement we're seeing right now on the dollar. So going into Wednesday, looking at Wednesday, we don't think there's going to be any significant movement. We don't think there's going to be any significant moves because the market is already pricing in. So the movements we're seeing right now are the ones to likely happen, when the announcement happens. All right. So hence I'm saying I'm sticking to the same script. And then if you look at other news that are coming out this week, we've got the consumer confidence data coming out tomorrow. We've got a few earnings. I think Microsoft and Meta are reporting their earnings on Wednesday. On Thursday, we've got the July PCE inflation data. We've got Apple and Amazon reporting their earnings. So that is basically what's making headlines this week. The big one being the Fed interest rates. All right. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the DXY. We're gonna start by looking at the DXY. Nothing has changed. Look at what's been happening. Look at what's been happening. Nothing has changed. So that 101.7, that is the target we spoke about, the target we are watching. All right. There were trading opportunities on Euro USD, GBP USD today. All right. Look at what the DXY did. Look at what the DXY did. So the DXY retraced, it corrected down, right, came back to tap the zone, and then it's going up. So we have a retest of this area. So we've got the retest of this area. That's what the DXY did since Friday, right? Friday we had a retest. Now today, this is the move for today. So this could, not could, but it was a trading opportunity, right? On Euro USD, on GBP USD, I'm gonna show you those. Euro USD, GBP USD, also USD CAD also pushed up, right? So the DXY, guys, like I said on Friday evening, right, the dollar is still strong. The dollar is still strong. From my side, I'm not interested in selling the dollar. What I'm doing now is buying the dollar until further notice. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying the dollar until further notice. If we just look at the higher time frames, right, this is the DXY, remember. So that 101.7, that is the target we are looking at, right? Now, if the market breaks this 101.7, then the markets will be looking at this resistance. The markets will be looking at this resistance there, right, around 105, 106, should the market break that. Because ultimately, you see on the DXY what we're trading inside. So price did go, when it bounced from this low, price went all the way up there. Okay, so now it came back down. It came back down. So if you gauge the behavior, then you would anticipate price to head back to that area should it break above that high. Should it break. If not, then we're gonna get a completely different scenario. A completely different scenario. All right. So because of this here, if we break above, then we are buying the dollar. Or rather, we continue to buy the dollar. That's it. That's it. That's it. So this is how the DXY is looking. This is how we are looking at the DXY. Very simple one. From where it is right now, it's just a continuation back to that 101. Right? It's just a continuation back to that 101 there. All right. Now, let me show you where the trading opportunities were. I hope you guys caught a few. All right. Let me show you. Euro USD, there was a trading opportunity on Friday. Last week, the market was correcting. Last week, all right. And then I think I mentioned that a sell is coming on Friday evening. I mentioned that the sell is coming, is not ready. Now look what the market did. The market went down. So today there was a sell opportunity on Euro USD, right? And one of the take profits, of course, was down here. One of the take profits. So that's where the market is basically there, right? Overall, with Euro USD overall, I'm looking at one 1.136, right? So this move going down, I'm anticipating price to go down to 1.136. All right, and then from there we'll see if the formation has changed. But if the DXY continues to go up, we're gonna see Euro USD coming. It can even go as low as 1.132. It can even go as low as 1.132. All right, so yeah, so we're still holding Euro USD. Just gonna hold it for some time. The interest rates on Wednesday, I'm not really shaken. I'm not really faced by that. I'm not really faced by the interest rates. I know they're gonna keep them the same, so there are not gonna be any hectic movements. All right. GBP USD, if you look at GBP USD, there was a trading opportunity as well. Let me find GBP USD. Yeah, so look at that. There was a trade opportunity as well. There was a trade opportunity as well. All right. I mentioned last week, I told you guys that this is the trend. So what will be happening here is nothing but a correction. Is nothing but a correction. All right, you see what the market has done, So these are nothing but corrections. So GBP USD going well. I can see that it broke this resistance. So it's going well. Let me do this, right? So GBP USD, I'm anticipating this to go down to around 1.31600. It is on this low. All right, 1.31600. If it breaks that, then we're going back down to 1.301. So first one, 1.36316. So there is going to be trading opportunities. You see where the market is right now. There are going to be trading opportunities all the way down here, So my focus, like I said, is buying the dollar. So therefore, this is the trend. This is my trend here. I want to trade this trend. You see that? So this is my trend. I want to trade this trend. So any corrections that forms, I'm looking to sell. I just trade this trend. All right, guys. Very simple. So Euro USD, also this trend on Euro USD. Right, that is the trend I'm trading, this one here. So it corrects, I'm gonna look for continuations down. All right, GBP USD looking at this trend there. All right, and then if you look at USD CAD, I remember there was someone who asked me about USD CAD. I'm not sure who it was, but you said USD CAD is going to go up. There was also a trading opportunity. You see how this was a correction here. This was a correction. You would have found a trading opportunity, at least. You would have found a trading opportunity. So USD CAD, the same. Looking at this going back to 1.413. So still upside on this one. And USD Swiss as well, right? USD Swiss, look at how far it's gone. So it never went back down here for me to buy. It just went all the way there. Right? So USD Swiss is gone. USD Swiss, let me show you guys, right? So it already broke this top, or it's about to break that top. So that top is already done. So where it is right now, there isn't clear structure to use. However, I'm looking at that high there, right? At the moment, there isn't much clear structure to use except that high. So which means USD CAD, sorry, this is USD Swiss. USD CAD has the potential to continue going up. I can see on the weekly time frame, there is a channel as well. You see that channel there. It's a beautiful channel. Look at that. There's a channel. So therefore, the top of the channel, this is where we could go. This is where we could go. The top of the channel. So USD Swiss, very simple, all right? It comes from the bottom. There was convergence here, right? There was convergence with your RSI or MACD or whatever indicator you use. There was convergence there, so it gave us a reversal. So then from here on, this is the trend here. This is the trend. So for me personally, I'd be expecting this to go back up, you know, up to that resistance, the top of the channel, which could be right there. Which could be right there. So that's what I'm anticipating. So for me, I'm looking for buy setups here. I'm not interested in selling, just looking for buy setups. You see how it is. So USD CAD, it can go as far as this high, because look at the trend, guys. Here's the trend, right? I mean, it depends on which time frame you're looking at, but I'm looking at the higher time frames. So for me, this would be my trend for me, which means we are most probably headed back to this high. Most probably headed back to this high, right? So while we are keeping an eye on 1.414, we still have 1.424. So 1.414, that is the first target for me. The second one, 1.424. All right. USD CAD, we're gonna monitor this, but I'm really interested in this move. All right. USD JPY, right? USD JPY, there is gonna be a trade here. There is gonna be a trade very soon, right? The yen has the yen was a little bit strong. Oh well, let me say the yen is correcting. Let me put it that way. The yen is correcting. So you see now with USD JPY, whoa, with USD JPY, this would be a continuation for me. All right, I would not look to sell this move, right? But people on the lower time frames, like your M15, M5, there could be short-term sell opportunities, right? But the time frames I'm looking at, like your 1 hour time frame, I'm looking for the explosion, towards the upside, right? So don't know when this is gonna break out. We'll have to wait and see. If not, it is most likely gonna come back down first before we go up. It's most likely gonna do this first, right? Which if it does this, then I want to get it somewhere here if it does that. If not, then I'm looking at a breakout. All right. Yeah, so in terms of the dollar, this is how the dollar is looking. All right, this is how the dollar is looking in terms of the dollar. And then we've got the yen. The yen, like I said, it is correcting, right? If you look at AUD JPY, it's still pushing. It's still pushing, right? AUD JPY is still pushing, still in it, but we are about to complete the setup now. So where it is right now, there are no buy opportunities. We are about to complete the setup. There was a nice move up. There was a beautiful move up. All right, so AUD JPY, we'll see when it gets to the zone what's gonna happen, right? But the setup is done, it's complete. So then your Euro JPY, for me nothing has changed. All right, I'm still in it. There could be another trade towards the upside. So for as long as the structure does not change, I'm looking at 187. For as long as the structure doesn't change, I'm looking at 187, all right, 0.9. But if for some reason it changes, I'm gonna go out and then we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen there. All right. So for me, AUD Euro JPY has not changed. AUD JPY has not changed. The only thing that is a bit of a wild card is NZD JPY. So NZD JPY, this was a break even. So it broke out, right? And then anticipated this to go up, but it came back down again. So this was a break even, but this one already went to this top. You see that it's already went to this top. So the cycle is done here. Whatever price is doing here, I wouldn't really be interested, right? I wouldn't really be interested. My long-term direction on this is still bullish. So NZD JPY, my long-term direction is still bullish. So long-term, I'm looking at 99. Long-term. So this simply means that this is the trend I want to trade. So if I'm looking for any trend to that direction on NZD JPY, for me it would be upside, right? But since this is on the weekly, monthly, there could be potential sell opportunities as well, because this trend is a trend on the it's the structure on the weekly time frame. So the structure on the weekly time frame, it tends to give us like big pullbacks. Whenever it corrects, look at how big these corrections are. So what I'm saying is, if it corrects like this again the next time, this will be a trading opportunity, definitely, if it does that the next time, right? So hence I'm saying, for me, the trend I'm looking at on NZD JPY is bullish. However, if I'm gonna get a sell, then I would look for the trend to sell on the lower time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour. 1 hour, 4. So that's my thought process on this. So now it seems like the trend is trying to develop. At the moment, I'm not really I think for me I think I'm just gonna be a little bit patient with this. The trend is trying to form here, right? We've got a lower high. So short term, I see this coming back to this low, short term, because we have what we've got a lower high. We've got the lower high. All right. So for me, short term, I see this coming back down. It's already started. It's already started. So yeah, for me, short term, this would be where price is going, and then we'll see afterwards. If the trend does indeed develop to the downside, then I might just look at it. So NZD JPY, out of the JPY pairs, it's been one of a wild card. CAD JPY has been correcting today. Since Friday, since Thursday, Friday has been correcting, right? Obviously on the lower time frames, there are sell opportunities on the lower time frames. Like if you look at the M15 time frame, the trend on the M15 time frame, we can see that it's bearish on the M15. So if you guys do trade those time frames, then this would be a trend to sell, right? For me personally, I'm not looking at selling this trend. I'm looking at buying. Why? Because the trend I'm looking at is on the 4-hour daily time frame. You see that? So the trend I'm looking at on the 4-hour daily time frame is actually bullish. It's actually bullish, right? So there's nothing wrong in selling this on the lower time frame. So for me, I would not sell this. I would wait for the trend you are selling, which is this one. I would wait for this trend to change direction, right? Once it changes direction, it gives me confirmation that it's changing, breaking structure and all of that. I would be looking to buy this. So we're going to wait a little bit, right? Let's wait and see what's going to happen here. It might be a breakout, a break-even trade. Let's see. All right. So the JPY, this is how the JPY is looking. All right. This is how the JPY is looking. The GBP JPY also, it's still correcting, right? It has gone into that correction. So all the JPY pairs are correcting, waiting for the correction to complete. And then I'd be looking to buy, right? I'd be looking to buy. So this one is not top of my watch list at the moment. GBP JPY not top of my watch list at the moment. So we'll see what's going to happen. So this is what I'm looking at, right? This is what I'm looking at. Gold, silver. I'm still on silver, right? Almost break even, still on silver. So silver, according to what he's doing right now, remember the structure has changed. So we are now trading in the structure now. You see that? So now according to the structure, according to the cycle, for me silver is bullish, and this would be my TP on silver, right? According to this cycle, there's an ABC here. So at the moment we are trading within the C wave. So the gap has been closed. If anything, this would be another trading opportunity for me, right? This would be another buy opportunity for me, if anything. So yeah, I'll look at this tomorrow. But it would be a buy opportunity for me to continue this to the upside. To continue this towards the upside. And then gold, I'm not really looking at gold myself, but gold would be also a buy opportunity because we have a cycle. So you see what gold is doing. It changed its structure. When it broke out, it changed the structure. All right. So now it is forming higher highs now, anticipating a higher low. So this is a fib retracement. Price went back to the fair value gap as well as the 61.8. So those two things, the fair value gap and the 61.8, that's where price is here, right? So it's very interesting what gold did here. Right? It's very interesting. So it first indicated here, that okay, there is pressure from the buyers right there, right on these weeks here. It indicated there's pressure from the buyers, and then automatically you would assume that we're gonna start going up from this area, right? We would all start assuming we're gonna go up from this area, more especially if you look at that gravestone, sorry, the dragonfly doji. We've got a dragonfly doji here. If you know your candlesticks, we've got a dragonfly doji. All right. So then look what happened here. So price went down, right? This is common, guys. You see, this is common. There's nothing you can do about this. So it went down aggressively down, and then immediately it picked up. Right, so we can have a lot of theories. Say, you know, there's a stop loss hunt. We can have all of those theories, right? What I see here is that, you know, maybe that could be true. What I see is that price went to tap the fair value gap, and then it went to tap the 61.8. So we've got the fair value gap and a 61.8 here. Then price went up again. So there was no liquidity here. It was just a fair value gap and the 61.8, and price went up, right? So then this means that this is now, probabilities are high that price might not come back down here. Probabilities are high that whatever price is doing, it might not come back down. It will not come back down here. Why? Because it has completed what it was trying to do right here. So that's done. Whether stop loss hunts, whether this or that, that is done. So the accumulation, there was an accumulation here. So now we're going up. So now the trend is intact now. The trend is intact, right? So this is the trend now. That's the trend. All right. What I also see here is the gap hasn't been closed. Looking at what he's doing here, we'll see if the gap closes or not, right? But as it is now, it's a continuation. What he's doing now is a continuation, right? Here's your pattern. So from there on, we'll look for a continuation. So it might come back down here to close this gap, to fully close this gap. It might do that one more time. It might do that. So for me, it doesn't matter, right? In fact, I always want price to do this. I always want price to do this. You see what happened here? I always want price to do this because these are opportunities where probabilities are extremely high that price is going to move in your directions. They are extremely high. But the thing is, these kinds of opportunities, especially on the time frames I'm looking at, they don't come as often as we would want, right? On the lower time frames, you are bound to spot a few during the week, but with the time frames I'm using, you don't get this as often. But if it forms, then you have to catch it. You have to catch it if it forms. So I would want price to do these things, right? Do I know that it's gonna happen at that point in time? Well, structure, price action can show me that there's a good chance it could happen, right? Not that it's certain that it's gonna happen, but there's a good chance it could happen. So then what do you do as a trader? You wait for it to happen, and then boom, you're in. All right, but what if it doesn't happen? If it doesn't happen, even though price action might have shown you that it's going to happen, but if it doesn't happen, it's okay, because it is all about probabilities. There's no certainty. It is all about probabilities. All right, so if I was going to look at gold to me would be a buy back to that high. It would be a buy back to that high, just like that. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Either we're going to come back down one more time before we go up, or this is just going to break and go up. Silver, it's starting to push. Silver is starting to push, right? So I'm really interested in silver, but I'll look at gold. All right. You want us to have a look at AUD NZD. Well, AUD NZD, let me do this actually. Let me use the daily, the 4 hour. AUD NZD is going back to this area. You see this area here, right? With the daily, okay, I'm on the weekly. AUD NZD is going back to this area right here, right? Because there's a supply zone. So the weekly supply area is here. So it's attracted back to that supply zone. It's attracted back to the supply zone. So then from there are going to be these two possibilities. Either it's going to break the supply zone, or it's going to bounce on the supply zone. You see that? So where it is right now, it's attracted back to that zone. It's attracted back to the supply zone where it is now. So from there on, we'll then have to see if it's going to break or if it's going to bounce. There are going to be opportunities there. Whether it bounces and goes down, this will be an opportunity, right? But if it breaks and goes up, this will still be an opportunity. You see how it is? So we just have to, this is where now your setups are going to be very important. Understanding your setups here, right? So so for this week, AUD NZD going back to the zone, and then from there we are then either gonna create a lower high, go down, or break and go up. So that's how NZD AUD is looking. It's gone already though. You see that? It's gone already. There was a trading opportunity, in fact, here, right? I didn't take it because I was not looking at AUD NZD, but there was a trading opportunity here, either as a breakout or as a retest. There's a trading opportunity. So it is right now, it's gone, unless it gives us a correction again and then a continuation up, unless it does that. But where it is, yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, you gotta trade this morning, buy. You gotta buy this morning. Yeah, no, manage your trade, and then hold on. Manage your trade, and then let's wait for it to get to target. Yeah, let's wait for it to get to target. GBP AUD went down, right? GBP AUD, I have not found a trade as yet. Remember we spoke about GBP AUD, guys, and remember what I told you. I told you, hey, this thing is gonna go down, and we are looking at this going down to these lows, right? If it's gonna go down according to the structure we saw, we are looking for this to go down back to these lows. So look what's happening. I haven't found the trading opportunity, but trust me, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. All right. Yeah. So GBP AUD, one on my books. One on my books. Euro GBP as well. Look at Euro GBP. You know, I'm gonna repeat Ashley's words when I say what we provide for you guys, right? It's just value for money. People pay dollars, you know, hundreds and thousands of dollars to get knowledge, education like this, right? What we're providing to you guys here, it's golden, and you guys can see the progress and the results. You know, that's the crazy part about it. Not only are we speaking about it, but we are what do they say in English? You talk the talk, you walk the walk. You talk the talk, you walk the walk, something like that, right? So we do all of them. I don't know exactly what they say, but we do all of them. You know, Euro GBP, look at that. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, keep an eye, 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 keep an eye. So we are not done with this one. We are not done with this one. All right, definitely not done with this one. Remember, I told you that we are going back there, right? It's still not, it's halfway there. It you know, if it changes in between, which I don't anticipate it to change according to this here, right? I'm not anticipating this to change up until it gets to that high. It gets to this area there. All right, and this is just your simple break and retest, guys. Your simple break and retest. You know what I like to tell the clients, that you know I've come across a lot of clients, you know, when we travel into Africa, when we travel around South Africa, I've come across a lot of clients, and I try to explain this point to them, that hey, look, it's not about chasing the next golden, the next shiny object. It's not about that. It's about learning technical analysis, the concepts of technical analysis, and spending time in learning how to apply it. I'm gonna make an example. You see this in this setup, right? I explained this setup, and then I told you guys that the reason why I want to buy Euro GBP, it is because I'm familiar with this setup. I've seen it for years and years and years and years and years. Trust me, especially with gold, I've seen it for years, and the consistency is crazy. What the market is doing now, it is based off the consistent movement of this pattern, right, of this formation. So therefore, I tell the guys and say, look, you don't need all these shiny objects. Learn technical analysis, learn the concepts, and learn how to apply. But not only how, when to apply. You know, I think you know, a beginner trader tends to focus more on the how rather than the when. The when is as important as the how. For instance, I'm gonna give you just a simple example. Take candlestick patterns as an example. You learn a specific candlestick pattern which reverses the trend, reverses the move, whatever. You learn that pattern, right? Now you would find that automatically you want to know, how do I apply that concept automatically, which there's nothing wrong. But then when you focus on the how, you neglect the when, because when you apply that concept is extremely important as well. You see, this candlestick, this reversal candlestick, this shooting star candlestick can appear anywhere on the chart. It does not mean that it will only appear at the levels we talk about all the time. No, it can appear anywhere on the chart. Now, it's important to know when to start considering that candle and when not. When and when not. That's important. You see, now if you can cover these two, how and when, trust me, you're not gonna need the shiny objects. Whenever a new concept comes, you're not gonna need it. I'm not saying you must not learn, continue learning, but what I'm saying is we can take a simple Fibonacci concept and apply it, right? Learn to apply it, learn when to apply it and when not to apply it. And then you see, you're going to fly from there. You're going to fly from there. You see how it is? This was a Fibonacci. This was combined with Fibonacci. All right. So Euro Pound, we're still pushing. Euro Pound, we're still pushing. Euro Pound, we're still pushing. All right. So looking for more corrections. There, going up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is basically what's on my watch list. We've already spoken about these, and the market is moving now. The market is moving. Market is moving. Things are moving. All right, things are moving. We need to take advantage. We need to take advantage. When can I enter? I can't tell you when you can enter, right? I can't tell you when you can enter, because that's gonna be me giving you advice. All right, so we're not giving any advice. Learn. We've got education. Come learn in our education, TD Markets Academy. Come learn, and then you will know how to develop your own entries. So I can't tell you when to enter. All right. So get educated, TD Markets Academy, come through, and then we'll take it from there. All right. US 30 has been also a bit of a wild card. But we'll see. We'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, so guys, so this is basically what's happening. All right, so things are moving. It's gonna be a good week. FOMC on Wednesday. Let's see, but it's gonna be a good week overall. No, I've not looked at any crypto, but the analysis has been the same, right? We already spoke about crypto sometime I think last week, and the analysis is still bullish. We are still bullish on the crypto, right? If you look at Ethereum, Ethereum in fact is going to the target. It's slowly approaching this blue area, right? That is the target we have on Ethereum. It's approaching this blue zone, and then from there on the setup will be done. What exactly is the zone? This is a Fibonacci area, right? This zone is specific levels of the Fibonacci. So we projected that it's gonna go up to those levels there. All right. And then BTC, if you look at BTC completed this move, all right, because it went back to the zone. So this move to the upside is done. However, we're still watching out for a continuation. Although the move is already done, but we're still watching out for a continuation. If it doesn't form, then it's okay. Then we're going to change our direction. But we spoke about this hitting 60, 67, 66, 67. We spoke about these ones, right? So yeah, so Ethereum just needs a bit of a push there. Then this move the setup will be complete, and then we'll see the formation. We'll see if price is gonna change or not. You see how it is. So the other cryptos, I haven't really looked at them. We can look at them this week. It's not a problem. We can have a look at them this week. AUD USD. AUD USD, it's trading in the same spot. It's trading in the same spot. You see that it's now ranging, right? There we go. It's just ranging, but my direction is bearish here. So on AUD USD, because I'm buying the dollar, right? Because I'm buying the dollar, I'm looking for AUD USD to go down, right? The dollar is still strong, so I'm looking for AUD USD to go down. The reason why AUD USD has not gone down just like other pairs is because this is a commodity currency. AUD is a commodity currency, right? So it hasn't really moved because sort of like its commodity, right, hasn't moved as well. So yeah, but under normal circumstances, this should have gone down under normal circumstances. So I'm watching out for a couple of things on this one. You see where the market is. My direction is bearish, remember that, right? That's my direction. So I'm not interested in buying this. I'm looking for this explosive move down here. You see how it is. So now I'm looking for a couple of things on the 4-hour time frame. I'm looking at this high and this low. Right, this high and this low. So if price was to go back to this high here, I'm gonna be looking for any reversals to catch the sell. I'm gonna be looking for my confirmations. I'm not gonna go in blindly. No, I'm gonna be looking for my confirmations, and if I get my confirmations that price will drop, then I want it either from around this area, or if it was to go down here, then I want it to first break this structure. Then I can look for my setups, right? So which means there's a possibility that it's gonna do this or it's gonna do this because of what the dollar is doing right now. So this is what I'm watching out for, and then from there looking for this continuation down. That's what I'm looking for. All right. NZD is, it fell. NZD USD fell. AUD USD is lagging behind. So yeah, so just giving it like an extra day, maybe extra 2 days to see what's gonna happen there. Euro JPY is complicating me. Euro JPY, yeah, I think some of you guys might be new here, right? But we've already spoken about this. Euro JPY, we've already spoken about it, right? We've been bullish on Euro JPY. You see that? We've been bullish on Euro JPY. From these lows, we've just been buying Euro JPY. We are buying because of the weekly and the daily structure. So the weekly structure is bullish, right? So with the weekly structure, we've identified a formation. Therefore, we are still bullish on this one. So we've been buying Euro JPY, right? The reason we're buying is because we are within a bigger bullish structure. So I'm not sure which time frames you are looking at, but the time frames, the daily time frame and the daily, the weekly, that's where I got my direction. So you see what's happening right now, right? I would still look for a buy. Definitely. You see that? So to me, this would be a correction, and I will still look for the buy there. For as long as the weekly does not change, I'm still looking for the buy. So Euro JPY, that's how it is now. The yen is correcting. Let's see how many days it will take for it to correct. And if you look at UK oil is the oil market. It's affected by the Middle East tension. They are still going back and forth. So there was a gap. We opened with a gap. So this one went to the target, $90. It went to the target, $90. And now, let me do this. There we go. And now where it is right now, we're still looking for a continuation up, right? This is affected by the Middle East tension. So if the tension does not stop or does not end, if it does not end, oil prices are going to continue going up. They're going to continue going up, right? So then it becomes a case of whenever we see oil prices go down like this, they are going down to set up for a buy, right? Whenever they go down like this, they're just going down to set up a buy opportunity. That's what it's doing. So right now, you see it's going down. Me personally, I'm not selling this personally. I'm looking for a buy. So there are people who are selling, of course, because of whatever reasons. But for my reasons, my thought process, I'm looking for a buy. So if it drops like this, it's setting up for a buy. It's setting up for a buy for me to buy this. You see that? If for some reason we wake up tomorrow or sometime this week, they say the oil, or rather the tension in the Middle East has gone down, they are reaching a deal, they are working on a deal, then that's, people are going to start selling oil because of that. So we've not had anything of that nature at the moment. It's just attacks and attacks. So those are elevating oil prices. You see how it is? Yeah, so this is what I would be looking for. So I wouldn't sell this. I'd be looking for buys to continue this all the way up. All right. Cool stuff. So that's how things are looking, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's a Monday. Mondays are usually slow. So don't worry. Mondays are usually slow. Don't you stress. We still have 4 more days to go. Right? So yeah, so that's it from my end. You guys have my watch list. You guys know what I'm looking at. The yen and the dollar and the pound, Euro GBP, the yen pairs and the dollar pairs. That's what I'm watching. All we're doing is just to scale in because the movements have started. All we're doing is just to scale in. You see how it is. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you guys on the next one. All right. I won't be with you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna be with you guys on Wednesday. All right. So let's see Wednesday. But tomorrow I won't be. Tomorrow Ash is coming back. It's gonna be with you guys. All right. So I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Have a good evening. Hope you guys learned, enjoyed, and let's make this money. Cheers, everyone.